Welcome back to Risque Business News. I'm your host, Laura.
And I'm May. And today I thought I would talk about a very serious, challenging topic that's on the top of all of our minds. Reality television stars and whether or not they're being compensated correctly. I know that that is the number one atrocity that is plaguing the world, and I thought that it was only appropriate that we tackle it head on.
I think it's really just been the conversation of the internet, specifically over the last week, you know?
Yes.
What is Bethenny Frankel's struggle recently?
What is it recently? What has it been in the past, and how can we fix it as
going
a society?
forward as a two-party solution? Okay.
Okay. So
enough.
anyway, we are talking about Bethenny Frankel. You might have heard that she's trying to do a reality TV star union. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, and I'm also going to talk trigger warning about some like upsetting things that have happened to reality TV stars during and after they filmed. So it's actually like a really fascinating topic, and I think she might be onto something.
All right. Well, enjoy.
Where's the money? I don't understand how you make money.
Hold
from
on.
that, though.
2 stand-up comics in New York City.
Just learned a lot of this stuff. I'm gonna ask all the stupid questions that you might be thinking at home, but are afraid to ask people.
Making it to where you feel like you're too stupid to be able to ever engage in it, they win.
Why the fuck are they doing this?
It's to make money. It's Risque Business News.
Bethenny Frankel. I heard she's being canceled now, kind of.
Well, she's always being canceled for something, but I mean,
I just only recently started following her, and I was like all excited about her makeup tutorials, and then everyone was like all mad about her.
oh yeah, so she
Son
got
of a bitch.
So Bethenny Frankel, in case you've been living under a rock, she was a former Real Housewives of New York City. We've talked about her several times on the show.
Many times.
Many,
Bethenny,
many times.
come on the show.
Come on the show.
Friend of the pod.
She sold her company called Skinny Girl, I think for like, I don't know, $110 million, more than that maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then she has a number of other businesses that she promotes. So she's really been able to like parlay her reality TV star lifestyle into an actual business that then made her like real actual wealth.
Yeah, she's a really good entrepreneur. Also, Skinny Girl was a fucking genius move.
It really was. And now if you came out with a brand called Skinny Girl, are you kidding
No.
me? That would never work. It would have to be like
I
healthy girl. I'm like,
I think when Skinny Girl came out, that kind of really made me think about the fact that alcohol has calories.
yeah, right?
I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
That explains a lot.
Does, yeah.
I had one friend in college who didn't realize vodka had calories, so she'd only do shots.
Oh.
I'm sorry. What are we doing?
Well, she just like
But kind of-
insanely fucked up.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
just a college level, you know, like she
Okay.
would still drink the appropriate amount of alcohol. Like, well, no, it wasn't appropriate. We were binge drinking. That's
Right.
what Americans do. We binge drink in college.
Yes.
Maybe post college also. But no, she just like wouldn't do like mixed drinks and stuff because she thought the calories all came from the mixers and not the actual alcohol.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I know. But also like spiritually kind of fucking same. Like if
Yeah.
you ask me in theory, I definitely believed that, but also I never put it into the equations really
Right.
until Bethenny Frankel came out with Skinny Girl, and then I was like, oh man, I should really. Yeah, she's skinny. I'll think about that.
She was very skinny. So she's been canceled a few times. Before we get into her talking about her reality TV union that she's proposing, I want to talk about, so first of all, a few years ago, she posted on the internet a photo of her wearing her little kids. I think at the time she was probably like 5 or 6 or something like this. Her pajamas, and was like, I can fit into Bryn's pajamas, and she was like very anorexically skinny, and everyone was like, yo,
Not the flex you think.
yeah, like what the fuck. And then
She was.
and this is kind of terrible, in like, so she had a bunch of like court proceedings with her ex-husband. She had like a really nasty divorce, terrible divorce, and that photo got brought up as like potential like psychological abuse or something like that of the kid.
Yeah, I mean, is the implication? So a lot of things to unpack there. The 5 or 6-year-old being like, am I the size of a 40-year-old woman? Holy shit. I knew I was in the top percentile, but
Yeah.
god damn. And then also, mom doesn't eat. She's not even an
She
almond
doesn't
mom.
eat.
She's no almonds, mom.
She's no almonds. But
0
now
almonds.
she's, so okay, when she was on The Housewives, her whole thing was like, I'm a chef. I went to culinary school. I know what I'm talking about. And now her videos, I don't know if you've seen her food videos, they're like terrible food that she makes, very sloppily, very much on purpose, I think, where she'll be like, I don't know, like the way that she makes this food is very like aggressive. It's almost like someone who like has no experience in the kitchen.
Yeah. Oh, so like if I cooked?
Yeah. Yeah. But
I'll make like one, like yesterday I made chicken and I was like, like chicken, like I don't even know what to call them, drumsticks.
Okay.
Put them in the oven. It's really fucking straightforward. I sent that picture of that crispy chicken to like every group chat. It was like, guys, look at what I did. I put it in the oven for 40 minutes. That's it. That's all I did.
You know what though? They did look really.
They looked really good.
They did. They looked good.
But I was pretty proud.
How were they?
Delicious.
Wow.
Look at, and she did it herself.
She did it herself. I did it myself.
I'm going to be talking about those chicken drumsticks for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You know,
Good for you.
thank you.
Um,
Trad wife, here I come.
but okay, have you seen the ones of her making food?
I have not.
Oh my god, it enrages me. I can't.
She's just doesn't know what she's doing, or
She's pretending like she doesn't know what she's doing, and she's like, you're gonna get really mad. This is crazy. She's like, I'm gonna put this butter on this bagel, and she's like, it's sick. I love this. And then she'll take a bite, and it's like so close to her teeth, and you can see all the food in her teeth, and I hate it.
Okay.
I really hate it.
She's
So
buttering a bagel. She's on the same wavelength as me. I'm like,
But she's like,
and we cooked.
But like 10 years ago, she literally screamed at somebody on The Real Housewives for calling her a cook. And she's like, I'm a chef. I'm a fucking chef. And it was like this big plot line. And so I'm like, are you a chef or are you not a fucking chef? Because now you're pretending like you've never stepped foot in a goddamn kitchen. You're making a bunch of like Trader Joe's meals that I make.
Love that.
You know
That
what?
is,
I have some
think,
issues with
I
it.
do think she's crazy and probably a narcissist because
Oh,
she
for
was on
sure,
reality
narcissist.
television. So
Yeah.
that's already a fucking strike.
Right.
And then secondarily, she's an entrepreneur that's making money. And that is a definite strike.
Yeah.
Definite strike. I'm sorry, but you're not
No.
well.
She's not well. She probably
You believe in yourself a lot if you're going to go into being an entrepreneur, to be honest. And good for you. Like,
Yeah.
get after it. But rationally, it falls apart.
No, for sure. So then the other thing she got canceled for, I don't know if you've seen this. I don't know why I know this all this information. I like have got to get a fucking life. But anyway, and sorry for trailing off at the end of my sentences. I know I got dragged about that on the comments recently. I didn't even know that I did that. I guess
think I
it's just
do
the way
that
that I
too.
speak.
Did I just do it?
I don't know. We have to really push through these sentences for these people. But
Lift up.
Yeah. So,
I
but
don't
then
know.
we sound like a Valley girl.
I don't know what to tell you guys.
Okay. Anyway.
Sorry for being me.
So
It's always going to be a problem, but we will fix the audio. That is a fair complaint.
okay. So, you know how she does those makeup hauls.
Yes.
And she's like, look at me while I try on poor people makeup. This is worth it.
It's from a
This is not-
drugstore. Can you imagine?
Dwayne Reed.
You know, sometimes homeless people are in there. I personally would never.
I sent my assistant out to get this, but so anyway, she'll try all this fucking shit. And then she posted this thing being like, I'm going to go give this to my friends because brands send me all this stuff and I have like 38 lip glosses. I got this one. I got this one. This one doesn't match my shade. So I thought, okay, I'll give it to my friends. So she goes down to, I think, Target or like, I don't know, some department store. And she goes down to the department store and then she's literally has this big ass bag of makeup. And she tries to give it to the people behind the counter. And she goes, this is my friend Cindy. I see Cindy all the time. Or like whatever fuck her name was.
Okay.
And Cindy was like, I cannot accept this because I'm at work and like, you know, I might get in trouble. And she goes, oh, I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. I'll talk to your boss. I don't care. Like whatever. And was like trying to like shove this makeup in this lady's face. And this lady was like, I don't want your discarded makeup. It was like super awkward.
Also, Bethenny, that's a sales associate at Target, not your friend. Do you know what friends are?
No, I
Do you
don't
know
think
what
she does.
friends
She
are?
doesn't have any genuine friends.
Oh
I
my
would
God. So
imagine.
she was basically implying that this girl, like, wait, so like this was expensive makeup and she was trying to like force it on her? Or like what was
I don't really
what was
know.
the logic behind this? That's just so weird. Like if some lady just came up to me and I was working at Target and was like, take this bag of makeup, I'd be like, am I getting set up? Is the mob
Right.
coming for me? Like
If this was with her phone out, I would be like, what is going on
she was
here?
filming her?
Yeah. It's on. She put it on TikTok thinking that people would think she's like a hero for like giving back makeup to the needy.
To the needy?
And also this woman's like, I got a job. Like,
I got a job, and also like makeup's really personal. I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
that too.
Just random shit. I'd be like, no, I don't want
know.
your random shit.
yeah. Like I get sent a bunch of stuff from my work. Please keep sending them if you're listening. But like, but I have to say, sometimes I just get like tons of stuff and I'm like, well, I don't have any, like I live in a New York 1-bedroom. I cannot.
Right. There's only so much blush you need.
No. And honestly, blush lasts. Like I got the
Forever.
This is a little promo here, unpaid, but the Rare Beauty blush the cream blush from Selena Gomez's brand. Wow. Dude, I'm
Really?
gonna have that until I die.
I get all my makeup tips from May.
Yeah, get that. It's really
I
good.
will. The other one, the foundation.
Oh,
That's all you need.
Givenchy foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Prisme Libre.
You should make an Amazon store.
I should make an Amazon store, except nothing I wear is on Amazon.
Well, no, you can buy I think you can buy some of the makeups on it.
Yeah, but sometimes they're counterfeit on Amazon. You gotta be careful.
See, I don't even know that.
I
God
wish
damn
they
it.
had,
I'm
like,
getting
a-
scammed left and right.
They should have like a Sephora store.
Oh,
They probably do.
call
for, like,
someone call Sephora.
yeah.
What are you doing? That is the smartest idea I've ever heard. Do they not have like some sort of, because if you're
Not
not
to my
familiar with what
knowledge.
the fuck we're talking about, let me just take a step back. If you're recommending stuff to your friends on Amazon all the time, make a storefront. Make a storefront because you
Yeah.
get paid. You can send them the link to your storefront with all the shit that you like. Our friend Kelly did this. Kelly, who's on the pod,
Yeah.
we should link her Amazon storefront.
We should.
And I bought a nice little linen set from it. And then
Okay.
she got a buck or two, I bet. I don't know.
Yeah.
I never followed up on that.
Well, yeah.
But that's the point. So you guys should do that. And Sephora, if you're listening, at Sephora, do the same thing.
Maybe I'll bring that to them.
That's smart. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's what you fucking do.
That's what I fucking do. Oh my God.
Guys, we're still on the clock.
We're still on the clock.
We're doing our
Um,
real jobs.
Okay, should we get into the real story here?
Yeah, let's get into that.
Oh.
Wasn't even the real the union. That's right.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
not
I
even
was
close.
I was ready to I was ready to call it quits with the Target story. I was like,
No.
how dare she?
We're not even close to the real story.
Wow, Bethany, she does have a lot of baggage
got a-
around her.
She's got a lot going on.
She's got a
So
lot going on. I'm reeling from the Target story.
she is making enemies left and right. So this actually kind of bums me out. So because of this falling out, because she's trying to make a reality TV union, and basically she's sort of calling out Bravo for a lot of the exploitation that they do, and also not paying their talent, if you will. I mean, they are talented in some ways. They're willing to fucking embarrass the shit out of themselves on national TV
Yeah.
and have their entire lives sifted through. So she's like, you guys are not giving us residuals. You're making tons of money on our scandals. You're making tons of money on like us behaving like terrible people.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's kind of. I
It's
think
worse than it's more than acting. Like if an actor is going to get all that money,
yeah,
these guys are like pimping themselves out.
I agree. And like I was actually thinking about this because I know a girl who is about to be cast on a reality TV show, and I was thinking because I almost was like, oh, it's like a really great way to get notoriety without having a talent, but I'm like, it kind of is a talent in some way. I mean, you got to be
Absolutely.
entertaining on camera, especially if you've never been on camera before and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm just supposed to have a conversation with my husband and make it seem normal. Like it's acting.
It is absolutely acting, and it's also you've got to really have blinders on and be
Yeah.
able to like be really crazy. Don't they? Well, what kind of show is it? Is it like a day in the life type of show? Like
It's
a long
like a Real Housewives type of show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting because like I don't know how they for like Survivor. Obviously, they put them in an extremely stressful situation where you need to focus up. Like
Literally, like
you're-
torture is.
You're surviving.
Yeah, you're surviving. Like
you got to do that.
Do you think? Well, you would actually know because you know somebody that's been on Survivor. Did
Yeah.
they like give them meals off camera?
No,
Wow.
she was really skinny when she got back.
Oh my gosh. Well, that
They
is
also
worth
do
it.
a pretty intense psych evaluation beforehand. Like multiple people in her lives. I got grilled about her.
Really?
For like I did. So I got a call and I had to talk to them about like everything about her for like
Yeah.
30 minutes, answer questions.
Wow.
About how if I've ever seen her angry, like all the different like it was wild.
Oh wow.
It was wild.
And you would think like
And the problem is that they're not like looking for even killed people.
Yeah.
They wanted me to be like, yeah, she yelled at our coach once.
right. She's
It was
great.
awesome. Like,
Yeah.
But it was also pretty spicy, you know?
Pretty spicy.
And that's good television.
Yeah. It's also very hard because yes, like you're showing your life and like you're in control of what you say, but like in reality, these editors can make you look however they want to.
And that was a really big thing that was I kind of learned from her
Yeah.
experience is she was like, that is not how this went down. And they edited it to make her not look good in the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I mean, they have to. Like, imagine if, like, you and I had a reality show about our actual lives. It would be so fucking boring. I'd be like, you
boring.
want to go get another cheese plate, or what do you think?
Yeah. You want to get a glass of wine?
Let's get a glass of wine and have, like, extremely benign conversations about comedy.
Yeah, we're just got to talk about comedy theory.
Yeah, comedy theory.
Anyone want to film this?
Like, that could be a clip. You think we should post that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Us on our laptops.
Have you seen this TikTok? This is some interesting subjects. But they really stress these people out quite a bit.
Yes,
I feel
they
like
do.
a lot of the times is they're trying to put them under either torture, like a survivor type situation, or in the what are the I don't even know the fucking names of any of them. The ones where they put them in the houses and they all have to live together.
Like Big Brother.
Big Brother,
Yeah,
exactly, where they get them really drunk all the time.
Yes.
Obviously, The Bachelor, they don't let them sleep. They keep them
Yes.
in high stress situations. They play them off one another. The producers are geniuses.
There was a show a few years ago. I forget what it was called. Maybe I'll look it up. But it was really good. It was a mockumentary about being a producer on a Bachelor type show.
Oh wow.
And it was very good.
I
let's see
actually
if I
know
can
one
get
of the
it.
producers on The Bachelor, and he's brilliant. And he was very funny. And now he does only that because it makes so much more money than comedy. Holy fuck.
I'm sure.
But he was great.
So I think the show is called Unreal. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was on Lifetime, so maybe it was really bad and I just don't remember it being that way, but I remember it being really good. So that's my glowing review. God bless.
But that's the thing. It's like sometimes movies will come out and everyone's like, it was terrible. And I was like, I mean, I watched it on a plane and I cried. I cried for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so there's actually something that's sort of interesting that happened after Bethenny was a Real Housewife. So I think Real Housewives of New York was maybe like the third iteration of it. There was Real Housewives of Orange County, and then maybe it was New York next, but whatever. But Bethenny like changed the game because she started out as like a relatively normal person when it comes to reality TV, and then, you know, made this incredible company, sold it, and made a shitload of money off of it. So everyone's like, why are you trying to burn that bridge? Well, now there's this thing called the Bethenny clause that's in all of their contracts. So let's say I go on a reality show, I create a business while I'm on that show. Bravo owns a portion of that business.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why?
To be honest, I think it's only like 10%, but still. That's a big part of the business.
But
because
also,
their
like,
argument is like you only have this business and the proceeds from this business because of your stardom on Bravo.
fuck that.
Yeah.
You guys can give me money to help start the business and stuff like that. That seems predatory.
Yeah, right?
That seems very predatory.
And if you see now, so like if you watch the show now, there's tons of women that are like, oh, I started this jewelry line. And I'm like, oh, they're trying to do the thing that Bethenny did, which is smart, but also that's what's, it's not like an organic group of friends anymore. It's just like people that are trying to leverage this into more followers or more whatever, or more necklaces sold.
using it as a platform for their business. I guess in that case, fair enough, but it feels like it should be done case by case. Like watch one of the girls starts like an IT consulting business and they're like, it was because of your Bravo time.
Yeah.
I'm running networks.
I don't know, man.
I'm installing servers.
Well, Jen Shaw was running a like lead generation business, which is she went to prison for. But
Bravo was 10% of her prison time. Bravo, get on in there. You want it, Bethenny Claus.
So I think, I mean, it's hard to tell. People are saying it, like, can't really tell if she's taking this union idea seriously or not. She's had a few interesting guests on her podcast recently. She had Raquel Leviss, who you might remember from Scandival. She's the one who slept with her best friend's boyfriend. Apparently, like, you know, the woman who got cheated on, Ariana, and a few of the other castmates, they've made a shitload of money off of the scandal.
I bet they have.
Yeah.
I've actually seen Ariana in a number of ads.
Yeah, she's had like 1 million ads.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then also like Lala had some, I don't know, quote she had or whatever. And she just printed on a
tank top.
Yeah, just like on a bunch of like merch, and then was able to sell those. And she literally put a down payment on a house with the money that she sold from the merch from when Raquel was fucking around with her friend's boyfriend.
What a profitable cheating scandal.
I know. So
that is amazing.
So,
and they weren't even married, so it wasn't like they weren't married, right?
No, they were not married.
So there wasn't like a divorce proceeding or anything like that. She was like, I'm still gonna get more than half.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Good for her.
So Raquel went on there and she was like, I didn't get anything from when I fucked my friend's boyfriend, how she speaks. And I was like, well, why would you? And also like, why don't you come up with a funny catchphrase and put that on a fucking sweatshirt?
Yeah, go represent the cheaters out there. They're out there.
Oh, they're out there.
They are out there. I don't know if they're gonna buy your merch, but give it a whirl.
She should have leaned in and just bought
Bad Girls.
or like had like Mistress on
Yeah.
a, you know what I mean? Something like that.
So
I would personally never fucking buy that, but
someone would ironically buy it.
Totally. You know what's funny? Actually, I just bought a bunch of stuff from Scott Disick's line. You know Scott Disick?
Yeah. What does he make?
He makes a line. I fucking love this. I think it's so self-aware. He has a line called "talentless."
Hilarious.
And it's just like a bunch of like really cute looking t-shirts and they say talentless on them. And I bought like 4 of them.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you have 4 shirts.
I have 4 shirts that say talentless on them.
May's very talented. Don't fucking believe her. Scott, how dare you?
I wore them around Mark and he was like, it's a little too on the nose, don't you think? But yeah, so I thought that was very self-aware and kind of fucking hilarious. But
yeah, so if he can do that, then, well, no, Raquel's was worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how she's going to do that.
And then she also had on this woman, Nene Leakes, who is iconic. She's from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She was like booted off the show because she was asking for more money, I believe. That might actually not be true, but she was booted off the show because of disagreements with Andy, basically. And yeah, so she's had some people on there to try to like harden her case, to be like, look how much we're exploited. We are, you know, making this guy Andy Cohen, this network, so much money, and like Housewives wouldn't exist without the Housewives, but we're not being paid fairly. So she's got a point.
She has got a point, but I guess that kind of comes down to contract negotiations. The process of unionization, that requires them kind of all to get on board and then pay dues. So you'd have to go join like the reality Screen Actor Guild dues or whatever.
That, and then also they would all have to agree to not take a minimum of whatever. Like,
yeah, it's never going to happen, because here's the thing: you can always find more people to do
that's
reality
the thing.
television.
That's basically what Bravo's lawyers are saying. They're like,
they're
go
not
ahead.
wrong.
Like,
yeah, go the fuck off.
Behind you is 1,000 thirsty, weird people with crazy stories to tell that have like got their husband through a cheating affair and are still willing to come on to reality TV and have that explained on TikTok.
It's like infinity people who are willing to scab, if you will.
Yeah,
they won't care. They don't give a shit.
How
They're
crazy!
Weird personalities.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Good for her, though. I mean, I appreciate her, fighting the good fight, because she's not wrong, but I just don't see a way that she wins.
I don't think she'll win.
Or is able to pull this together.
No, I don't. I mean, it's also like not worth her time. I mean, I think, well, I don't know. I guess it depends on how passionate she is about this, but like, I just feel like she should enjoy her life. And not try to fight so hard for something that's completely unrealistic. And like, she's a smart businesswoman. She's made something out of herself from this show. In general, people that sign up to be on reality TV shows, they sell their soul to the devil for a little while and then they
move on. Also, here's the other thing, though. Once again, going back to Bethenny, she's crazy in a special way, like extremely narcissistic. So I bet there's like a hero's complex that's involved here, where she's like, I'd love to be the one who's able to pull this off, because she'll go down in history.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's kind of like, the guy who invented the internet.
Right.
That, the reality television star version.
Yes. And like
same.
And I think you're right. I think she definitely does have a savior complex. I mean, she has that charity, which is, I'm not going to knock charity work, obviously, but like, I feel like she uses that as, right. But I feel like she uses that as a shield to be like, I'm a good person. Look at what I do. Look how important I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it does go both ways. I feel like anybody who creates a charity, it's going both ways. They're getting they like the fact that they're getting praise.
We need to do a psych eval on this girl.
Yeah.
Like, what's driving you?
I don't know, man.
How was your childhood? It always goes back to your childhood.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty crazy. So, yeah. Okay, so we kind of already went through all this. I was just going to reiterate that basically we can't have a union because people will just be willing to sign up anyway.
Yeah. Scabbing would be like absolutely impossible to enforce.
Yeah. And she also doesn't have the support of other Bravo celebrities. So people like Candy Burris, who's a hugely successful businesswoman herself. She has like a sex toy line. She got a bunch of not Tonys. What's the music one? I'm an idiot.
Tonys?
Is it? No, it's not Tony. She got a Grammy. She's had several Grammys. So she's like a big, heavy hitting like businesswoman. She was like, I don't think she has a leg to stand on. Same with Lisa Vanderpump, who has a bunch of restaurants, owns a bunch of nightclubs, whatever. Same thing. They don't support her idea. So I think that's kind of a problem too, is that she doesn't have the support of existing other people that have benefited from the Housewives.
And I bet Bravo's leaning on those people to not support it.
Yeah.
Because it would cause so many headaches for them.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey, we'll renew your fucking whatever season one more round if you look the other way on this Bethenny thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past them. I'm not saying that I'm completely making this up, but
right. But it's true.
But it's the kind of shit that happens. The companies really don't want their workers to unionize.
No, they do
really
not.
don't want.
They very much do not. So it's actually very sad too, because I remember a time when Bethenny was super tight with Andy Cohen, and I remember thinking they were so cute,
Yeah.
and they had such a nice little friendship, and now obviously they hate each other.
It's weird because Andy Cohen, like, you would also be involved in this, wouldn't he? He's on the show. Wouldn't he also technically join the union?
I don't know, because he's like the producer of the show. So I think the stars of the show would be a separate category than
He's
the
a
producer
weird
of the show.
pseudo role. Because
Yeah.
he's certainly involved. He's on screen a ton.
He is on screen quite a bit, and he does
Is
the
he in
interviews.
SAG?
I'm
I bet he
sure.
is.
I bet. I would imagine so.
Interesting. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, they're still not off their strike.
Really?
No.
Oh God. Well, Madone.
Yeah, figure it out.
Anyway, yeah, that'll be really interesting. But okay, so I want to talk about a few really predatory situations that have happened in reality TV. So there definitely needs to be some sort of reform. I mean, it sucks because reality TV is so entertaining.
Yeah.
But like, we cannot keep treating these people like this. You know what I mean? So there was this podcast I listened to probably like, I don't know, a few months ago. It's called Harsh Reality. Everybody should listen to it after you're done liking and subscribing.
Making multiple accounts to do
Making-
that from them.
Making multiple accounts.
Opening bot armies. You know, I don't care where you find them. Get bot farms.
See if I care.
Like and subscribe.
Got news for you. I don't, okay? I don't care if you're a real person or not.
I'll do a podcast for AI. Whatever.
Yeah, sure. So,
When do we start entertaining the AI?
yeah, right?
It's got to be coming.
We gotta start entertaining AI. Also, there's gonna be AI of you and I.
Oh my God. And it's like, I'm bored. Real Laura, entertain me.
Yeah.
Tell me a joke.
So, there was a show in 2004. This is so fucked up. It was called Something About Miriam. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And 2004, what a fucking time to be alive. So
Yeah.
she was this Mexican trans woman, and she was starring on a UK. The UK, their fucking reality shows are insane.
The UK, and then in 2004,
Yeah. Crazy.
a minority and then a trans woman. Holy shit. Where are we going with this?
So the concept of the show is basically The Bachelorette, except that all of the contestants were not privy to the understanding that she was a trans woman. They thought that she was not a trans woman.
I mean, go off, but like, if that's the running bit of the reality show, like, go off if
Yeah.
that's real life and you're just doing your thing, whatever.
Yeah.
But they're like, well, oh my God, they're going to have a big reaction when they find out. And I'm sure they weren't anticipating it being positive.
No.
They weren't going to be like, yay, I'm so happy for you.
Yeah. So one of the things that the contestants on the show, so her secret was revealed. Obviously, it was not positive. They were like laughing at the guy that won. It was really cruel, really awful. Very 2004.
Very 2004.
Very 2004. And like,
Multiple office meetings occurred and everyone was like, this will play.
Yeah.
This is going to play well. It'll be funny.
everyone's going to do fine in this situation. Her, the guys, it's going to be great. So afterwards, the contestants on the show, so the guy that won, he won $10,000. He gave it back to join the other contestants on the show to sue for damages. And basically, they tried to stop the show from airing. They ultimately settled for an undisclosed amount. They did not air in England, but they did air in Australia.
Okay, so they were like settled for it to be in just another really far away region. But wow.
Yeah, I know. So,
also poor Miriam. Or
oh yeah. Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I actually kind of feel for the contestants too, because
Absolutely.
I feel for that's so fucked on everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody's account.
That actually reminds me of, I believe it was Ricky Lake. Oh, what was I'm just like misremembering everything. By the way,
It doesn't matter.
you guys get it. It was a 90s style talk show, and the theme of the talk show was I'm going to bring on my best friend and tell them I'm in love with them. And a guy brought on another guy and then did that in front of the cameras, whatever. That guy,
An openly gay man, or
no, a straight man. And the gay guy was like coming on to him, whatever. in front of everybody. And
so
like,
gay guy was telling the straight guy that he loved him.
yes.
Okay.
So it was just sort of like fun and jovial on set. They get back to their small town. The straight man takes a gun and murdered the gay guy.
2004.
Yeah, and the defense. Well, it wasn't in 2004. That was a different show I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Okay, sorry. Is that confusing?
No.
Okay.
Actually, I'm dumb.
Okay,
Yeah, of course,
so-
that wasn't with Miriam.
Yeah, that was in the 90s.
That was in the 90s. Oh,
And in the 90s, the defense at the time was something like gay. I forget like what it was called. It was like gay hysteria or something like ridiculous. That was like
and that went.
no.
Okay.
He went to jail.
He went to jail. Good.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, no, you don't get to. What?
No,
Honestly, the fact that you brought that up makes this worse. You're for sure going to jail, my guy.
this is ridiculous.
You're absolutely going to jail. You murdered someone and then you tried to blame a fake thing you made up on the spot, perhaps?
Yeah. I mean, his lawyers are really reaching for
They
some
really. That was a
straws.
small town lawyer move right there. That was.
Yeah. But that's like one of the
That's
like
crazy.
maybe like one of the first instances because I feel like the first reality TV was those talk shows. You know, people would bringing on
Jerry
regular people,
Springers
the
and
Jimmy-
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Looking back, they're crazy.
Crazy.
You didn't know he was your father or whatever, or I don't think it's my where they do paternity tests on television.
And
It feels like an intrinsically private thing.
And not only do they do these fucking paternity tests, okay, but then the woman will be like crying and the guy's like, yeah, I knew that fucking kid wasn't mine.
I knew you were a whore.
I
and
knew
she's
you
like,
were a
I
whore."
was a little bit of a whore. But I thought I was yours. It's genuinely heartbreaking.
It's crazy.
But it's weird because the way they set it up makes it funny. Because you watch it and like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, all the senses are saying kind of laugh at it, but then you think about it and you're like, this is horror. This is one of the saddest things I've ever seen in my life.
This man is not the father.
No,
And
this woman is pregnant or has a fucking kid and doesn't know who the dad is and found out live and now we're all making okay, like what are we doing? And I'm sure it's still airing probably.
Oh, definitely. But hopefully they have like paid actors now. Because some of the stuff, I mean, I didn't even know that was real until this case came out, which I obviously learned about. I was, young in the 90s, but I learned about later on. I was like, oh, some of these people were like actually real.
Can you imagine writing into them and being like, yeah, my friend, listen, she slept with a lot of guys. And she's going to have a baby. We have no idea. Like, Jerry, let's help us out.
Yeah.
Help us out.
So after
That and what not to wear.
oh my God, what not to wear was incredible. They would get on and be like, I hate this. You're ugly. You should change this.
Every one of your coworkers came together and decided you look like shit.
They said,
No.
we cannot believe what she's wearing every day.
The office had a meeting and decided to nominate you.
And then after we dress you and show you how to dress your horrible, disgusting look and make it, better looking, we're going to host a party where everyone can judge how well you look.
And some of them won't like it. And we'll make sure to zoom in on them and then
Yeah.
leave you guys to deal with the fallout
Yep.
of this insane relationship.
We're going to interview people and they're going to say, she looked awful.
Awful.
For so many, she might have been going through a depression, but that is no excuse.
It's no excuse. Listen, lady, focus up. I would personally quit my job and move countries if someone came up to me and was like, if my office was like, we put you on what not to wear and you got accepted.
Yeah. They've been filming you. Well, remember that in the beginning of the episode, they film you like walking to the grocery store. They film you like, and this is what she wore to take her kids to soccer practice.
They have a private investigator. And you're like, guys, no, I swear to God, I think I'm being stalked.
They're all like,
no,
it's for your own good.
It's what not to wear. They're coming for you. They are going to fix your life and leave you with generational trauma.
That's fucking incredible.
That is my Roman Empire, actually.
You know what other show was incredible? Was Trading Places.
What? Oh, that was the one where they swapped the wives?
No, that was amazing.
What?
Wife swap. Why do I watch so much TV? Okay, so there was, and I always
Wait,
have.
What was Trading Places where they swapped the homes?
They swapped the homes. So like it would be
That
like,
was funny too.
It's
That one
like-
at least is like, right.
yeah, it's like whatever. But it'd be like if you and I were neighbors and I came in and decorated a room and you decorated a room in my
Yeah.
house. And some like neighbors, like I feel like they like lost friendships over this.
Oh, absolutely. Isn't there there's a comic who has a joke about that. Rip out all the flooring, make it a horse pen.
Make it a horse pen.
No, he he loves horse pens. Who is that? I'll find out. Damn it, that's a really good bit. It's
Also,
really good.
Pimp My Ride, and it was just like
that's good television. That's pure what Exhibit.
Yes,
Exhibit would come in and be like, "We're gonna take your ride from what was the term? We're gonna
fly me. I don't really
I don't know.
Whatever.
Oh fuck, it was so funny.
We're gonna pimp your ride,
and then it would be the most outlandish stuff that would destroy your insurance premiums. You'd be, I have a fucking aquarium in my car.
Why is there a popcorn maker?
Yeah, it's a saltwater aquarium.
Now they would just be putting air fryers in every single one. Center console, air fryer.
Yeah, you can make French fries in here.
But this is like a meme on the internet, but I was laughing so hard at this when someone was like, "Oh, this is Becky. She's a single mom with 4 kids, so we're gonna pimp her ride and give her like a fucking
no more kid seats. We're gonna have areas for puppies to use the toilet in your car.
litter boxes in the back of your minivan."
We're running an animal shelter in the back. Pimp my ride.
So ridiculous. Back to sad shit.
Okay, yeah, back to sad shit. So something about Miriam.
So predictably, after the show aired, she sort of spiraled a little bit. Like, I think the podcast that I listened to was, I don't know if it they had like many perspectives on this or not, but basically she spiraled. She got into sex work. Unfortunately, she had an assault on her, which is kind of interesting. So she was pushed out of her apartment building, and then she broke almost every bone in her body, head trauma, all that stuff. That was in 2007. She survived that.
So someone tried to kill her.
Yeah, that's what. So it was either because she died by suicide was the ruling. This is in 2019.
Okay.
So it appears that she hung herself in 2019.
Oh no.
So people don't know if it was because she. People don't know if the first fall was a attempted suicide. She claims she was running from a burglar who was never found. So twisted life, very, very, very bleak life.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that television show put her in a good mental spot.
Can't imagine that. No. And I mean, she really liked all the guys too. Like they had a lot of make out scenes. if that means anything. But obviously she trusted them enough to do this kind of stuff on camera. And you know, they were like, "Wait, you're trans? We're all turning on you. All of us are getting together, and we want money for what you've done to us."
Yeah, I mean that's crazy. I don't know. That's such a tough situation.
This is the man's reaction. When he finds out
that man has a lot of Botox.
But this man has so much Botox. Well, I don't know. Whatever. I think he was 22 at the time.
Oh,
but
that's
still.
true. Okay, so his natural collagen. Got it.
And he has frosted tips, as you do in 2004.
That is what you do.
That
but
is
yeah,
what
his
you do.
eyes could not be wider.
No, they could not be wider.
No, he is shocked.
So they also talk a little bit about their psych evalu. So before the guys went on to the show, I guess this is commonplace for reality TV. They do a psych eval, and they would also have women come in bikinis, and they would have to rate them 1 through 10. I think it was.
I guess that makes sense for a dating show, to know what their preferences are.
I guess, but
I don't like the energy around it.
See, I actually kind of feel like it's a good guy check, because if they're like, she's a 7, they're like, okay, great. But if the guy was like, but this is fucked up, what are we doing here?
Right.
Then they're like, you're not right for the show, because you're not going to be outraged
you're not a
at the end.
crazy person.
Yeah.
Oh, and that. Yeah, they have the additional
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and then she killed herself. Ooh.
She did do that. Yeah. Allegedly. Her husband thinks she was murdered, but we don't know.
Oh, man. By one of those guys. God, maybe. I'm implicating all these men on the show for murder. It's what I'm doing right now.
Every single one.
Every single one.
So that's not great. That was actually insanely terrible. Again, the podcast I listened to was called Harsh Reality, the story of Miriam Riviera. I highly recommend after you listen to this one.
After you finish listening to this one, 5 stars.
So the next one that I wanted to talk about is Love is Blind. So by the way, there's 1,000 little rabbit holes I could have gone down, but this is happening live. So Love is Blind is a show on Netflix. You've probably seen it around either on TikTok or on Netflix itself. But basically, how it works is that there's men in one area, women in another area. They go into these talking pods and they are not able to see each other. They don't know how old the other person is. They don't know what they look like. They're just able to connect over voice. That's it. And then they have to propose to one another within the span of 10 days. And then from there, the show
They get to
reveals
see
each other. And then they have a little bit of time before they decide if they want to walk down the altar like 5 seconds later.
Isn't it literally like hours?
No.
Oh,
It's literally like a month later.
Okay, but still.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, never mind.
Yeah.
So a typical dating, timeline for the South. Fair enough.
So there is some allegations going on right now. So some of the old cast members have said that they, like you were talking about, for some of the shows like The Big Brother and whatever, they've deprived them of food, sleep, preyed on their anxieties, and refused to let them quit. So one thing that they do,
put them in a stressed psychological situation so they'll act out more.
Yeah.
Man, I miss one meal. And I'm so cunty. Like,
so cunty.
it's like I do my own versions of this,
Which, by the way, that happened for the last season or maybe 2 seasons ago or whatever, that all these allegations started coming out. And I've been watching this show this season, and they've been like panning over the buffet of foods, and they've been like, they're like really overcompensating.
Look at all this water available to them.
Croissants in the morning. Like,
Does anyone want a nap?
So as you can imagine, that's a really fucking stressful situation. I think a lot of people had high hopes for this reality TV show. I don't know who would ever have high hopes for a reality TV show, but this is just something I read.
Sure.
Because they were like, well, all the other ones are based on these like terrible, stereotypes. I don't know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. This one's based on actually getting to know somebody. So maybe it would be like a good reality show.
Yeah, I can see in theory.
In theory. Sure.
Fall apart pretty quickly.
So a lot of people have had crazy panic attacks. This one contestant named Brianna Holmes, I don't remember what season she was on. Whatever. So she had a crazy panic attack. She tried to like run out into the street and like try to escape the cameras. They followed her while she was having a panic attack.
That feels like, come on.
I know.
Read the room.
Yeah, exactly.
Just having a medical situation.
So also you're trying to quit. And what they do, or what they used to do at least in the contracts, is that they would have a clause that if you stopped filming before you go to the altar, whether or not you're going to say yes or no is, up to you. But if you stop filming before then, you have to pay back $50,000.
Like in room and board or whatever that they would call it. $50,000.
$50,000 for breach of contract. And by the way, you can only get paid for appearing on the show up to $8,000.
What a bad deal.
It's a terrible deal.
All right. Brianna, shouldn't have taken that deal.
Yeah, it's not a good deal. Also, a lot of people have said they're like, none of this is scripted. We have to talk. Over the course of 10 days, they have to be talking to another contestant and have that filmed for at least 20 hours. So it's actually like, I guess not that, if you're looking at it like work or whatever.
Yeah.
But I guess that's sort of exhausting, and you have to be on camera, and you're talking about like, my mother was killed, and
they talk to each person for 20 hours?
No.
Okay.
I think in total.
Okay.
Because they go through and they'll be like, oh,
they
I really hit it off.
Cutting out. So probably a cumulative maybe 60, but like certain people are getting.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
So
20 hours. Oh my God.
Vanessa and
It's a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, it's a lot of podcasts. But Vanessa and Nick Lachey randomly host this.
It's so funny that they do that.
And everybody hates them.
Where's he from again? He's a Backstreet Boy?
98 Degrees.
98 Degrees.
And he had that reality show. He's not new to reality shows. He had the reality show with Jessica Simpson where she said the chicken of the sea thing.
It was like the first reality show. It was one of the first ones.
Yeah.
It was like right in the beginning. Yeah. And everyone was like, she called it chicken of the sea. What a dumb bitch.
What a dumb bitch. And then 2 years later, we're like, she's fat. And she was like,
what did she do to deserve any chicken of the sea, by the way, is a great name. It's a great name for tuna. It's a great name. Give her a break.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what
And then
the fuck.
she was not fat.
No, she was never fat.
She looked great. I think we covered this a little while ago. We continue coming back to the fact that Jessica Simpson looked awesome. Go fuck yourself.
It's crazy. So they also drink wine from these golden goblets. I don't know why. I guess probably because they don't want to show the alcohol that they're drinking. I don't fucking know.
Okay.
But apparently they're just like pumping it and like topping people off.
Oh, so you don't know how much you have?
You don't
or
know
you're
how
not as aware of
Yeah,
how
maybe
much you're
that's
having?
why.
I don't like that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, for the 10 days that they're in the pods, they're not able to see sunlight unless they leave to go to the bathroom at these trailers. So like you just walk to the bathroom with the producer.
Okay, that alone is fucked up.
Yeah.
Why not go on a walk?
You're not allowed to.
That's
So there's no windows. You see no sunlight.
why.
I don't know.
Like what a twisted addition. like for no reason. It's not like the television's going to be better as a result.
Maybe they just want more people to actually propose in there. So they're like, if we make it so deeply unpleasant for them to live here, then maybe they'll just be
leave
like
earlier.
They'll propose on like day 6 because they're like, I'm just ready to get the fuck out of here. What about you? All right,
Yeah.
you want to marry me?
You want to
Great.
marry? Yeah, whatever. We'll get divorced.
Let's do
it.
it.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't. It really does not matter. So what was I gonna say? I had one more thing to say. Oh, apparently the living situations were terrible. They were like multiple bunk beds in trailers. So that's where you slept.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So kind of like a tour bus.
Kind of like a tour bus for 10 days. I mean, it is only 10 days, but like it's a high stress situation.
For $8,000, I don't know, guys. I
$8
mean,
grand, that is nothing. That's the highest you can get paid.
yeah, that's wild.
That's crazy.
I guess, yeah, you better have your skinny margaritas afterwards or whatever. The
Yeah, right.
skinny girl brands.
So on season 1, there was this girl, Jessica, and she was very funny because she was 34 and the guy that she chose was 24, and she like would not shut the fuck. Like every single interview, she was like, I just don't know what to do because I'm 34 and he's 24 and and like would just like complain about something else. And then like the next interview, she'd be like, you know, it's really nice that he made dinner for me, but like at the end of the day, I'm 34 and he's 24. And like, she like,
It's kind of a fair response where you're like, I just keep coming back to the fact that he's 24.
she could not move on from it. Could not move on from the fact that he was 24. But so she on one of the scenes, she fed her dog red wine. I'm showing you the gift.
Okay, yes.
And so the internet was like, what was that? Why did you just give your dog, why'd you give your golden retriever red wine? Dogs are famously allergic to grapes.
Yeah, it's not good for it.
And
It's not good for you either, but it's definitely not good for the dog.
No.
The dog.
And
Can dogs get drunk?
I'm sure, because they can get high, which, by the way, I hate when people like blow weed smoke in their animal's face. That's
I don't like
so
anything
awful.
involving drugging animals. Hot
No.
take.
Yeah.
I'm going to really take a stand here and say, don't torture your animals.
Don't do that. Do you remember that, though? In college, people would do that.
Yeah, it's not funny.
It's disgusting.
Honestly, I don't even like catnip because the cat doesn't know.
He doesn't know. I've actually, one time, I don't know why we had catnip. We had a bunch of catnip in my house
I feel
for
like
some reason.
I have a bunch of catnip right now too, and I don't know. I'd never purchased it.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's here.
I think people think that every cat owner likes that, so they just get it for you for like a gift or
Yeah,
something.
I think that's exactly what happened.
And Password got into the catnip,
Oh, boy.
and
Yeah.
he was fucking crazy.
Horny. It's weird. I think it's like I
Horny?
think it's a sexual thing.
Really?
I don't like it.
Like his eyes were wild, and then I would try to like pick him up, and he'd be like he was like really, he was like
How stressful if you don't know what you're getting into.
he was so fucking
Poor
high.
guy.
It was crazy. It was
Little
awful.
man, little man.
I know. Not
That's
even sure
hilarious.
if I told you about that.
I'm like, and see you next week. We're gonna have a discussion.
I mean, he's fine now.
Yeah,
he was
he's
just
fine.
very high.
I mean, it's just one of those things where I'm like, sometimes people will give it to him more regularly, and I'm like, I don't like it. It's weird.
I don't like that.
I don't like when they can't understand what they're getting into.
What's going on?
Yeah.
So
Unless
anyway,
it's a medical need, that's a different thing. But no one needs Password to be all horny, crazy,
I don't think so.
running around with his big blue eyes. He's a baby boy.
He's a baby boy. So anyway, Jessica responded to that. She goes, I've never done that before. I'm not doing that again. She goes, I literally don't even remember doing that. I was just like
Wow.
super tired, and I don't even know. I don't know where that came from. That was so weird. I think she was fucking blackout drunk the entire
So that must have been
filming.
what it was. She was just blackout drunk
Yeah.
and just being a silly goose.
I mean, I don't know where she is today, but she is somebody who should never have another cocktail ever again because
Oh.
she really got
Needed to-
fucked up on camera quite a bit.
yeah.
Yeah, she really
We'll talk
got
about
fucked
social anxiety. Oh my gosh. If
I
you're
know.
if you get social anxiety and it drives you to drink, reality television, holy shit.
up. Yeah,
You'd be blacked out.
of course.
So maybe that was her.
Yeah, very terrible. So a few contestants, this guy Jeremy Hartwell and his ex-wife, which I'm blanking on her fucking name. What's her name? Danielle, I think.
Don't look at me.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, they are suing Netflix and the production company Kinetic Content, accusing them of labor law violations and subjecting the contestants to unsafe and inhumane working conditions. I think also this is off the heels of Jeremy having a really hard time getting employment because of the show, because he does
Makes
have, like,
sense.
Yeah.
You just acted crazy
Yeah.
on television. I don't know what this guy did specifically, but just in general. That's a really tough thing to go to an interview with the guys like, I saw you on Love is Blind. You gave a dog red wine.
Yeah.
So you want to be an IT director. Like,
Right.
Tell us more about that.
Yeah. Also, some of the contestants, after they left, they were super depressed. They sought therapy after filming. Kinetic Content did not help them with that. Netflix did not help them with that. There's also not a therapist on site, which people said there should be. So Love Island even has a therapist on site.
Oh, that's good.
Also The Bachelor, stuff like that.
That's I did not realize they did, and that's nice to hear.
Yeah, I
Just
know,
in
right?
case.
Kind of surprising, honestly.
It makes sense. I mean, it just helps on liability side.
Yeah.
At the minimum.
And so with this screening, when it came to looking at their mental health before they were cast, apparently there's been a few instances, more than one, where people have said they've tried to commit suicide previously, and they still let them on the show.
Oh, wow.
That's not okay.
No, I feel like if that's just it's not going to be good for your mental health. It's not going to put you in a better position unless you're real crazy.
Yeah.
Bethenny Frankel.
And by the way, so I was looking into this a little bit because I was like, I wonder, it's such a humiliating thing to go through. And I was like, I wonder how many contestants, unfortunately, like either are super depressed, can't find work, whatever. And I looked it up. I don't watch Love Island. That's where I draw the line with my reality TV. But there's been 2 former Love Island contestants that have unfortunately died in that fashion.
No.
Yes. So it's like fucking crazy what we're putting these people through. And those were a
And
result
not even
of
paying them.
I know. So those were a result of like I didn't watch the show, so I'm not sure what they did on the show, but they were like being harassed online.
Oh no.
Yeah, and like canceled. So
it's really dark. It's very, very dark
terrible.
what these people are, having to experience. And it's very easy to kind of think of them as characters because they become a character. And it's like,
Yeah.
if I talk shit about Joffrey from Game of Thrones.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's a character. It's made
Right.
up.
Right. Yeah.
But this is actually that. I know. This is not. Everyone's like, yeah, Laura, that's the whole fucking point. Reality
I
television.
know.
But it's weird to actually think about like the impact that'll have on their lives afterwards.
It is crazy, and like how quickly people forget about this. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's so many reality stars, like obviously what Raquel did and Sandoval did on that show. It's an unforgivable excuse, but a lot of people cheat on their husbands.
A lot of people cheat on their
A
husbands.
lot of people do that, and it
It's
doesn't mean
common.
that they don't have like this ostracizing that was happening to them.
No, they
and
don't have the
so-
entire country turn on them.
No.
Usually, like maybe a couple people in your friend group don't fuck with you anymore.
Yeah, and
You
that
move on.
sucks, but like, it's not
It's
to
not
the
literally
same degree.
life-ending.
It's not literally life ending. Like imagine Raquel going for a consulting job.
I don't know. I'm curious how she.
It's going to shake
I
out.
do
after
hope
this.
she, she's able to pivot and like get her shit together. And
I mean, I would not want to go back to reality TV if I were her, but maybe she needs money. Like that's the other
she
thing.
does need money. I'm sure.
You get like pigeonholed into these
careers.
and then next thing you know, you're a reality star you're fucking 45 and your mental health is hanging on by a goddamn thread.
And you have no skills that apply in an office setting.
No.
In fact, you're actually really bad for the drama at an office.
Yeah.
You go to the office, everyone's like, you gotta cool it. Like,
Right.
You're going to 11 and I need you to, we're pitching to the client tomorrow. So
Yeah.
let it go.
Let's do it.
Let it go.
Crazy. Also, there's also like some other crazy stuff that has happened. So there was this couple, what was it called? Alexa and I forget what her husband's name was, but the Brendan Lamoy or something like that. Long story short, he had a history of domestic violence.
And they put him on the show?
And they put him on the fucking show.
Wow.
Domestic violence. And they were like, great. Come on in. Meet your wife.
Yeah, well, that is... I don't know what law... There isn't any laws really about this right now, but it just feels like common sense should really kick in at a certain point to these producers. Just be like, hey, man, I don't know. Maybe you don't need to love is blind someone into a situation where...
I know.
Also, or maybe you just give them that little question like, hey, why don't you ask them if they've ever done an act of domestic violence? That's your topic for today. We're going to ask that.
Yes, no.
Yes, no?
Yes, no.
No? Maybe?
Pretty fucking nuts. Also, they were instructed that they're not able to speak to the contestants at all. So the producers are not allowed to speak to them at all. And they were like, so literally if like a girl got on and was like, oh, I don't feel attractive right now, I'm like kind of having a tough time, you're supposed to ice them and be like,
I guess that probably prevents also potential issues as well, like of drama going between that one I understand a tiny bit more.
Yeah.
Because that adds another layer of relationship into the mix versus just like cutting it all off and being like, hey, no matter what they want to say, they're not allowed.
Yeah.
Breach of contract.
Yeah.
Like, wild.
Also, so once they like wrap up the season or whatever, it's like not it's not known who is going to actually be on the show. So that's another like incentive for them to have a crazy storyline, for them to be pitting people against each other.
What are you
for them
talking about?
Like they're like, let's say like you and I are on the show, and then at the end I might be actually in the show. You might have just spent 10 days doing that, and you're not even getting any airtime.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That is like they're on the show and then they just get cut really early.
They get cut immediately.
Wow.
So they won't even show them in the pods. They don't show them at all.
But they're on the thing for the whole time. So they, in their minds, they've gone through the entire exercise.
In their minds, they're like, obviously, I'm going to have a storyline on the show. I fucking stood at the altar and said no to this guy, and all my friends and family came out to a wedding, and it's not even going to be aired on the fucking show.
That is, I did not know that. That is crazy. Mm-hmm. Now, I mean, listen, it's not exactly a hot take, but I don't think anyone should do reality television.
No, I agree.
Don't do it.
I agree. So some people have been saying that they're like, I know it sounds really dramatic because it is reality TV, but my body was under so much stress that I developed PTSD.
I don't blame them.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, there's versions of it and stuff like that, but that's absolutely trauma of some sort.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't get it. I mean, we should have some people on who've done it more. I know we had Chanel a while ago.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
That was cool. I'd be curious to kind of like speak more about the experience with some folks because
yeah,
it couldn't be me.
I know. So basically what the lawsuit comes down to is that the main plaintiff, Hartwell, he said that the reality TV industry should not be getting away with exploiting and emotionally and psychologically abusing people for profit.
Yeah, yeah.
So
what's the status of it? Is it still just in court?
You know, I think it's still in court. There was one couple from the latest season of this particular show that was not aired, and it was because the guy had a bunch of skeletons in his closet that were like coming out, I guess, like domestic, I don't know what exactly.
Yeah.
People were saying things, and he basically threatened them and was like, if you guys air this is what's gonna happen, and like, so now they're not on the show because of a threat from somebody that was filming. A
threat that they're gonna sue them, or a threat that they'll commit more crimes?
I don't know. Probably sue. Yeah.
He's like, listen, I one more time, you air it.
I also remember, now that I'm thinking about it, in like the first season, there was this couple, actually their names were Ray and Zay, which is like really cute. This was The Ultimatum, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Different reality show.
God forbid.
But there was like a domestic violence incident on the show, and then nobody fucking talked about it, and we all just moved on with our lives.
Well,
yeah.
Anyway, I still don't think you should do.
No, you definitely should not do them. Also, one last thing before I leave, or we
Okay.
end this podcast, is that remember we had that viewing party of Below Deck where that guy sexually assaulted that girl?
Attempted to rape, and the producers at least stepped in on that one, and they were like, whoa, 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 whoa. We're not shooting porn.
I mean, that was crazy. And also, like, I've looked at his Instagram now, and he's trying to say, he's like, I was an actor on the show. They set that up, da, da, da. And I'm like, really? But, like, who would do that? Because I would be like, I'm going to fucking lose my life if this airs.
Also, no,
Right?
no one set that up, dude.
Nobody set that up.
No one set
He's
that
just
up.
trying to cover his ass.
Of course he's trying to cover his. I guess that's technically probably the best defense he has,
Yeah.
because it's not a great look.
It's a very bad look. It's a very bad look. And that's what they do. I mean, like, if you know, you could play it perfectly. You could be like, I didn't do anything embarrassing. I never got too drunk. I never said anything I regret. And somehow they would edit it to make you look like you're talking shit about your friends, talking shit about your husband, causing. That's what the shows are designed to do.
Oh my god, it's
Stressful.
so toxic.
So toxic.
Well, guys,
It's not for me.
not for me, but I'll watch it. I'll contribute to the problem. On the flip side, on the viewer side. I hope you enjoyed the pod this week. We will be back next week with more topics. I don't know what we're going to fucking talk about. But in the meantime, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, 5 stars, tell your friends, and I don't know, hug your kids or something, whatever. if you
Yeah.
have 'em.
Do something outside.
Do something outside, go see the sunshine, and maybe don't watch reality television. Or do, but like be mindful that, be nice.
Be nice to the people on it, but enjoy the hell out of it.
Enjoy
because
the
what
hell
a
out of it.
Fucking trip. Okay, yeah, like and subscribe. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening.
Bye.